From a secret double XP strategy to a way to actually make guns useful, here are 16 ways to save tons of time in Blox fruits. Did you know that light fruit can save you weeks in the first sea? Light fruit is the best fruit for the first sea because even when unawakened, it's the best grinding fruit in the whole first sea. It's got a great set of moves, and most importantly, it's elemental, which means the NPCs won't be able to damage you at all if you're just a few levels above them. Besides that, light fruit will allow you to travel way faster and save a bunch of time because of its F move. The fastest way to get a light fruit is from Blox Fruit Gacha, with just a little bit of luck. So get to level 50 as soon as possible and make sure to join the game every 2 hours to roll a fruit. If you want to run as fast as possible, you must get a pilot helmet as soon as you get the chance. Pilot helmet is an accessory that makes you move around 130% faster, and on top of that gives you plus 250 health and energy, and 10% faster health regeneration. This is extremely helpful, especially when you get to the second sea, where islands are much larger compared to the islands in the first sea. When you first get into the game, don't waste your time killing NPCs on the starter island. Instead, go to the Fountain Island, where you can use a wall to kill NPCs that are level 625. Just a few of these will get you to level 50 and make you able to roll a fruit. Did you know that 95% of players use all their double XP codes in the first sea? Not only that, but they don't even reach level 300, and all their double XP codes are gone. Don't be that guy. Instead, use your double XP code strategically. Let's say your optimal level up rate should be 1 level per quest. Only use your double XP code if one quest you're on isn't enough to level up. But if the quest you're doing gets you another level upon completing it, without even using the double XP code, then there's no reason for you to activate the code, and instead you should save it for later, because things will get tougher and you'll be so mad at yourself for wasting your codes. There are some extremely powerful elemental fruits in the game, but the main reason most players use an elemental fruit in the first sea is because elemental users have a passive ability to be immune against enemies that have a lower level or the same level as that user. However, enemies with aura enabled will be able to hit the user as well as bosses, as they can ignore the elemental immunity. Still, elemental fruits will save you a ton of time in the first sea. Are you still completing your quest by killing NPCs one by one? Well, that's an old and really slow method. Here's one trick you can use to complete your quest in mere seconds. There are many fruits and Blox fruits that have area of effect moves, and I'll use light fruit as an example since it's the best fruit for the first sea. While completing your quest, you won't go from NPC to NPC and kill them. Instead, if there are, let's say, 4 spawn NPCs, tag all 4 of them by hitting them once so they follow you. Once you get all 4 of them into the same spot, use Light's X move to get above them, and as soon as that move ends, activate the V move while you're still in the air. Once you drop on the ground, you'll be able to hit them until the V move finishes, since they're static and can't attack you while being hit by the V move. And if you don't kill all 4 of them by the time the V move is over, simply activate the C move and they will all be dead. This way you can kill 4 NPCs in under a minute. And if you went from NPC to NPC, this would have taken you a lot longer. I still can't believe how many players don't awaken their fruits. Awakening your fruit should be your main goal upon reaching the second sea. When you awaken your fruit, you unlock better and more powerful versions of your current moves. Awakening is done by completing raids and paying for your awakening with fragments. My recommended fruit to awaken in the second sea is Buddha, because after awakening it, it becomes super OP and you can complete the whole game only using that one fruit. It's super useful for hitting enemies at range, enemies with aura, and in the second and third sea where elemental immunity isn't worth it anymore because it requires you to be 10 plus levels above your enemy in order for it to work. Buddha V2 has an 8 times larger hitbox and 50% overall damage reduction. It simply doesn't get any better than that. You can ask your friend to help you awaken it, and there's no need to awaken every ability. Instead, only awaken Z move because it's the only move you'll be needing. The least used weapons in Blox fruits are definitely guns, and for a good reason. Since they don't deal a lot of damage, they're not really satisfying and pretty much useless. I'm saying almost because there's only one thing guns are good at, and that is attracting NPCs. If you don't want to dash from NPC to NPC to get their attention, simply use a gun with a fast reload time like the slingshot or kabucha. Believe it or not, this will save you a lot of time. Now, is this enough to actually make guns worth using? Spending 8 hours grinding would get you a bunch of levels and bellied, and to do this you don't even have to be awake. You can simply use an auto clicker because it's allowed. Get your auto clicker software, set it up, and just stand near the bosses or NPCs spawn. If you do this and let it run overnight, you'll be surprised with the amount of levels and belly you got in the morning. PvP is really fun, but in the first and second sea, it's just a waste of time. This is because PvP is pretty difficult if you're not at max level, and it doesn't grant you any benefits for grinding. I know you may love to PvP, but wait until you're max level, because then it will be way more fun. Oh, also, 90% of knockback moves will slow down your grind, so I suggest you stay away from those. I know being placed at the top of the leaderboard feels good, but it means nothing. Having a big bounty is just looks. Trust trust me. I know bounty increases your defense and attack, but it means nothing because those buffs are only for PvP. High bounty won't help you with grinding, so I'd suggest you focus on other things instead. And if you do this for a while, you'll notice you're progressing so much faster. The best thing to do upon reaching level 1975 is to go to Haunted Castle and spend a lot of time grinding there. Even if you can move to another island, I'd still suggest you stay on the Haunted Castle and grind there because of the bones. You won't grind for levels, but you'll be grinding for bones. Why? Well, because you can use those bones to roll from the Death King NPC and possibly get a double XP from him, which is worth a lot in the 3rd sea. Did you know that boss hopping is the quickest way of leveling up in Blox Fruits? Boss hopping refers to server hopping, but in order to kill a specific boss that gives you a lot of XP. The best bosses to server hop in the 1st sea are Vice Admiral and Thunder God. Another place where you can do this is Prison, because there are 3 bosses there, as well as 2 silver, 2 gold, and 1 diamond chest that will get you some extra belly. I don't know about you, but I'll take some extra belly any day of the week. Many players start grinding in Blox Fruits with a wish to reach the 3rd sea and complete the game while still having combat, but most of them pretty quickly realize it's slowing them down, and then they get themselves a new fighting style. Because of this, I recommend you switch your fighting style as soon as you possibly can, because it will allow you to level up much faster and save you so much time in the long run. Depending on the weapon you primarily use, whether it's a fruit, sword, or fighting style, you should shop accordingly to build your stats. Building your stats is much more than just equally dividing them or focusing on only one stat. I know we've all made that mistake before, but your focus should be maxing out melee and defense, and then focusing on the type of weapon you're using. But in the case that you're using a high damaging fruit, I'd suggest you put a whopping 60% in fruit and only 15 to 20% in defense and melee. Don't be scared to build your stats according to your current situation, since you can reset your stats 3 times for free using code, so there's really no need for you to worry. If you've got yourself some Robux, but don't know how to spend it, you should definitely get a permanent portal fruit. This fruit allows you to teleport from island to island in a matter of seconds, and there is simply no faster way of transportation in the entire game. This will literally save you plenty of time, and on top of that, it's great for PvP and has really high value in trading. But what's even cooler than saving time is this cool AFK machine that you can easily make using a portal fruit. Just put a quantum leap above another quantum leap, and you'll be in a loop until you exit it. On top of that, this move is actually really easy to farm with. And last but not least, if you want to move around the map as fast as possible, you should definitely start practicing Buddha speed glitch. This glitch is really easy to do. First, you need to unawaken your Buddha fruit, and when I say unawaken, I'm talking about its Z move / transformation, because who awakens any other Buddha move? Once you've done that, go on and unstore any fruit from your inventory, the cheapest one of course. Now you're ready to activate shift lock while holding Buddha, and just start spamming space while holding D on your keyboard. Congrats, now you know how to move faster than with Kitsune, and this will save you a ton of time. There you have it, 16 tips to save time in Blox Fruits. Make sure to subscribe and watch this video on the screen.